Hello friends, it's Kristen over here at Beyond the States. I have a question for you. Did you know that you can earn a full bachelor's degree in Europe without an SAT or an ACT score? So thousands of US students are skipping these standardized tests and exploring their accredited, affordable, fully English taught options in Europe. You can too. Why Europe? Let's talk about that. Well, admissions in Europe are much more straightforward than they are in the US, which is actually quite refreshing. There isn't an SAT or ACT requirement for many programs across Europe. The duration of programs at the bachelor's level are often shorter in Europe. They're 3 years versus 4, so saving you time and money. You dive right into your program. And then importantly, the affordability factor is real in Europe. Tuition rates are very low, especially relative to the US. And importantly, you get that global experience, international and diverse classrooms, and great international career options after you graduate. So let's talk about some sort of typical admissions requirements for US students in Europe. So they can really range. There is the gamut. However, a high school diploma with transcripts, that makes sense, is a part of requirements, sometimes with a GPA minimum. A motivation letter or personal statement is required depending on the school, depending on the country. Possibly an interview or letters of recommendation. Sometimes APs are required, especially for selective programs or STEM-based programs. But no matter what your academic profile is, though, there are so many options for you across all disciplines in Europe. You know, there are some countries that typically just don't have SAT or ACT requirements. It's not true 100% of the time, but often is the case in the Netherlands, Germany, Italy, Czech Republic, etc. But on the flip side of that, there are certain areas that actually do favor an SAT or ACT score from US students, like Ireland, but that's kind of an outlier. Okay, let's actually think about some examples in Europe. So let's go to the Netherlands, Maastricht University. This is such a great, reputable, highly ranked university. They have problem-based learning as a system. They generally don't have SAT or ACT scores that are required. John Cabot University in Italy, that's a US accredited school. That's test optional, okay, at admissions. One more, how about Anglo-American University in Prague in the Czech Republic? A great school, very affordable, no SAT or ACT requirements. There are hundreds of these English taught bachelor's programs in Europe available for Americans. No SAT or ACT is needed. Do you want to learn more? I encourage you to go to our site, beyondthestates.com, and set up a free strategy session with us. It's just 15 minutes long. You can ask your questions and we can set things in motion for you. We're here to help. So you might say, skip the SAT stress and say hello to studying in Europe.